guys, it's Darlene and welcome to my channel. Alright, today we are going to dive into some Wet n Wild products. So getting a glam look in less than 10 minutes. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let me first start by saying this is a sponsored video. Wet n Wild did send me some products, and then I went out and got some additional products to try because I've never tried Wet n Wild products. So I was excited to try a drugstore product, see how they would perform. So let's go ahead and jump in. The first thing that I didn't pick up an eyeshadow palette, but they had sent me a glitter, this gold glitter, which is very pretty. So I said, well, let me go ahead and I will pick up a bronzer, because a lot of times what I do when I'm in a hurry, but let's say I am going for date night, but I don't have a lot of time and I still want to look good for the hubby, I will go ahead and just use a bronzer and I will sweep a light motion. So that's what I did. I picked up their Wet n Wild bronzer in Sunset Striptease, and what I did was just brush it above the brow bone like I do to kind of lift the eye, and then I went in a little darker in the crease, and then I took a tiny brush and just went in the corner, because depending on what brush, it's how much product you're going to get. So you can actually get a nice look with just using something as simple as bronzer. And then what I did was put on the glitter. You cannot push this on with your finger, at least I could not. I needed to use a little like Fix Plus or a little wettening of the brush, and then dabbed it on. And then what I did is I just went over, because I didn't want it to be too sparkly, I then just patted over with the bronzer again, just so that we have a little bit of sparkle, nothing too much. I then used a black eyeliner. Now you all know, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, I am not one for an liner above my lash line. I'm a waterline kind of liner girl. So this was interesting. I think I did a really good job, and the liner was really easy to use. It didn't, I'm going to show you it here, it doesn't feather, which I appreciate. It has a nice fine straight line. I don't know a whole lot about these kind of liners because it's just not something that I use. The mascara that they sent me was the Wet n Wild Max Volume Mascara Plus. So I just did the, it has a really nice thin applicator, which I actually like. I'll tell you what I feel about each of these products at the end of the video. So then what we did was went with foundation. So primer. So I did the Wet n Wild Photofocus face primer. This is dewy, and I really like this primer because it has that nice tint to it, and it has almost a, well, it has a dewy and sort of bronze type feel to it and look to it. So I like that. And then foundation wise, I picked up two. I picked up the Wet n Wild Photofocus. This was in the color Classic Ivory. This is a stick foundation. And then I also picked up the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation in Buff Bisque. This is a doe foot applicator. So you pop the top off and it has a doe foot applicator. I did half and half on my face. So I used the one with the doe foot applicator liquid foundation on this side, and on this side I used the stick. I would say, here's how I would break it down. If you want a lighter, now this is going to be kind of funny because you would think the stick would be a little bit heavier, but it wasn't. Now I used a foundation brush on this side, and I used the beauty blender on this side. So this tended to be a little lighter, which I actually prefer, but I think both look really nice, and the colors match really well. I can't tell the difference. Then I went in with the bronzer and warmed up my face, and then went in with the bronzer in the Sunset Striptease, and then the blush was the Blazen Berry, and then I went in with the blush and used their blush brush. Then I went in with the concealer, and that was in the color Light Honey. It had a doe foot applicator. That was very easy to use. And then the last but not least was the color, the lipstick, which was the color Stoplight Red. You cannot miss these red lips. And I did not line my lips. I wanted to see how it would perform without my lining the lips. All right, so this is the look that was created. Let me zoom you in. Pretty for a date night. Something that took very little time. And I think that it would look really, really pretty. So now, how do I feel about the Wet n Wild products? Okay, you know I'm all about honesty, so here we go. Okay, let's start with the eyes. Because I use the bronzer for the eyes, let me just start here. I really like the bronzer. It gives it a nice warm glow, nothing too dark. So certainly if I wanted more of a suntan look or a more bronze look, I would go a shade darker, but we are going into fall and winter, so I like this very much. And as far as an eyeshadow base and using it like I do my other bronzers, I really like it. It blended very well and very beautiful. Now as far as the glitter, not a glitter person. I have glitter flecks all over my face, even with using a spray and patting it down. This might be something that you need to use a glitter glue. I'm not that kind of girl. You're never gonna see me with a glitter glue. I shouldn't say never, but you are probably not gonna see me with a glitter glue. So although this is really pretty and it looks pretty on the lid, if you're, you know, a glitter glue kind of person, it would look really pretty, especially with the holidays coming up. It's just that that's not my cup of tea. Liner, again, it's a good liner in the sense it doesn't feather and it was easy to use. I'm just not a you know, I'm not a liner girl, but you know, I'm rubbing it and it's not coming off. You can see. So that's really, I mean, it's gonna stay on. If you're much more proficient with eyeliners than I am, then this is certainly a good one. Primer. The primer I really like. One thing, okay, there's a few things I like about this. I like the tint. I like the moisture in it, the dewiness, and I like that it has a hint of bronze to it. So I really like the primer. The foundations, I would say if I had to choose one, that I would probably go with the stick foundation because I just like a lighter touch to a foundation. If you want more full coverage, then I would definitely go with the Photofocus the liquid foundation. Concealer. I really like the concealer. Now I didn't set it my under eyes, so I will follow up with you guys on this as to how I like this, but out of the gate, for, you know, I mean, it was easy to put on. The color matched well, so yes. Blush. This is probably my least favorite product. Okay, well, no, the brush is my least favorite. Least favorite product. No. And the blush is just too pigmented to where I really had to take one of my brushes and just blend, and then I had to take like a powder brush and blend. The color's really pretty, but you're gonna have to work at really just a light hand, and then it doesn't want to blend. My favorite part of this is probably the lipstick, which I'm really surprised about. So I'm not usually a red lip person, but yeah, I like this color a lot. Keep in mind, I have not lined my lips, and it has not run into my fine lines. It is very moisturizing. The only thing is I wish this went all the way down. So this is the this is the lipstick, right? I wish this went all the way down, because when you try and get it in, if you're not super careful, you're gonna get it on the lid, and that's just a little, you know, that's just my little pet peeve. But as far as the quality, it's really moisturizing, makes the lips look good, and I think this is a very beautiful red, because you know, you can always tell when you smile, and if your teeth look yellow, it's not a good red for you. And I don't have, you know, super white teeth. I mean, my teeth are mine, so there's no caps or anything. So yeah, I think that it's really pretty, and that's probably my favorite part. All right guys, so that's it for my getting ready for a special occasion in less than 10 minutes with Wet n Wild products. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.